Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to A Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Oh, what a strange and troubling world some people would like this to be. Yesterday, I was pouring champagne to toast the new administration, and today, I will cut you if you come near me, because there's some crazy going on out there. On Monday, our soon-to-be former president, citing baseless charges of non-existent fraud, instructed government leaders to block cooperation with President-elect Biden's transition team. Here's the thing. Peaceful transitions are important. You don't see me starting the show every night getting in a knife fight with David Letterman. I wouldn't dare. The guy's got reach. Those Hoosiers are scrappy. Fun fact. It was exactly 4 years ago today that Barack Obama sat down with then President-elect. And you could tell Obama was not happy about it. That picture is so weird. Remember when people touched each other? It's not just the president who's undermining confidence in our elections. So is Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, seen here dropping a live mouse into Lindsey Graham's cage. After being non-committal about the whole president for life thing, yesterday McConnell assured a worried nation it'll probably be okay.
Our institutions are actually built for this. We have the system in place to consider concerns, and President Trump is 100% within his rights to look into allegations of irregularities and weigh his legal options.
All he's saying is that, yes, people are concerned about that stick of dynamite, but the president is fully within his legal rights to light the fuse, okay? Scissors are in place to cut the fuse if it gets too close, okay? Great, who's got the scissors? Oh, wait, we gave them to the president. I'm sure he'll do the right thing. So the Republican Party is backing the president, not because they believe his conspiracy theories, but because they're afraid of making him mad because they need his base. And they justify all that like this. What's the downside for humoring him for this little bit of time? No one seriously thinks the results will change. Should our entire political system be arranged to salve the wounded feelings of the guy who lost? You never saw Truman hold up a newspaper that said, "Dewey defeats Truman. Let him have this one for a few weeks. He needs it." This afternoon, we explored the downside of humoring the president, thanks to Secretary of State and darkest timeline version of the dad from Wonder Years, Mike Pompeo. A reporter asked Secretary of State Pompeo whether the administration's foot-dragging would endanger national security. Here's what he said.
There will be a smooth transition to a second Trump administration. Right?
No. Wrong. First, there won't be a second Trump administration unless Tiffany wins in 2032 with the slogan, make America great again. Secondly, nothing this administration has ever done has been smooth. He couldn't even manage a smooth transition from stage to ground level. Third, your guy lost. Fourth, if that was a joke, you just bombed so hard you violated the Geneva Convention. This is dangerous. He's the Secretary of State. He represents America to other countries who just got the message that maybe the guy who lost isn't going to leave. You know all those dictators you visited, Mr. Secretary? That wasn't supposed to be an internship. And Pompeo is not the only administration official indulging the president's beautiful, dark, twisted fantasies. So is Attorney General and jackass-o-lantern Bill Barr. Yesterday, Barr broke with decades of Justice Department policy intended to keep law enforcement from affecting the outcome of an election when he sent a memo instructing federal prosecutors that they could investigate specific allegations of voter fraud before the results of the presidential race are certified. So federal officials are now planning to intervene in our election at the request of their leader. That also has a bit of an international feel, doesn't it? During COVID, this is the closest we're going to get to an overseas vacation. Wow, such a fascinating country. Ooh, I'm going to drink coffee in little cups, order a croissant, poop standing up, and just enjoy the coup d'etat. Barr's move was so egregious, it led the Justice Department official who oversees investigations of voter fraud, Richard Pilger, a career prosecutor in the DOJ's public integrity section, to step down from the post within hours. You know it's bad when the guy from the public integrity section quit. It's like managing a restaurant and getting a letter of resignation from your rat turd remover. Even worse, Barr admits that he did not see massive voter fraud and that most of the allegations of voter fraud were related to individual instances that did not point to a larger systemic problem. But that has not stopped him from ordering investigations anyway. It's like those signs in the subway. If you see nothing, keep looking until you can pretend it's something. So Barr is taking America on a fishing expedition. And I think democracy's Fredo. Specifically, Barr wants to look into ineligible voters in Nevada and backdated mail-in ballots in Pennsylvania, claims that Republicans have circulated in recent days without any evidence. Now the DOJ is just chasing down urban legends that get passed around the internet. Get ready for their new task force to catch the Slender Man. Hot tip, he's married to Ivanka. Now, I want to be clear. There is nothing to any of these charges. So far, the Republicans are goose egg for 10 in every lawsuit they have brought. In Michigan, they complained that the counting of absentee ballots was fraudulent, but in court they could not provide evidence of wrongdoing. Instead, Republicans said they had information and belief. Your Honor, we shouldn't need evidence to believe. Fraud works in mysterious ways. In another Michigan case, a Republican election observer said she had received allegations of improper vote counting on a sticky note by an unnamed poll worker. Yes, all Americans must be on the lookout for the electoral theft from the archcriminal Deb's Yogurt Do Not Touch. Also in Pennsylvania, GOP lawyers complained that they did not have any election observers in the ballot count. But after the president's lawyer was forced to admit that they had a non-zero number of people in the room, the judge replied, "I'm sorry, then what's your problem?" "Oh, you don't want to open that can of worms. Your Honor, my client has both a narcissistic personality disorder and the nuclear football. I'd like to enter into evidence my poop-filled pants." In Arizona, GOP supporters allege that vote tabulators were thrown off by the use of Sharpie pens and therefore disqualified large numbers of votes. What? Sharpies aren't reliable? I'm beginning to suspect that hurricane didn't really hit Alabama. Turns out Sharpie pens are in fact the best writing instrument to use with the machines because of their fast-dry ink. So the voters who filed that Sharpie suit have dropped that one and are now intervening in a new case filed by the campaign. Sounds like someone's been huffing the black pony. I'll sue anything that moves! Get back! The Republican Party isn't the only threat to our nation right now. On Monday, the U.S. passed 10 million total COVID cases. Unless Rudy Giuliani says half of those cases were illegal. Check with your local landscaper. But there is a glimmer of hope because this weekend, Pfizer announced they were making headway on a potential COVID vaccine. And yesterday, the FDA granted emergency approval to a synthetic antibody treatment developed by Eli Lilly called, and this is true, bamlanivimab. Bamlanivimab. That is a toughie. The hard part is the vimab. See? The mouth of vim. Bamlanivimab. Why would you name it that? Sounds like a researcher just dropped a slice of pizza on her laptop. Sounds like a monster from Lovecraft country. It sounds like a charming IKEA credenza that goes beautifully with your farlove. The drug does look promising, though. In clinical trials, bamlanivimab has been shown to reduce viral loads and rates of symptoms and hospitalization. Of course, that's not taking into account the increase in hospitalizations from people who choke on their tongues trying to say bamlanivimab. But there's a hopeful development in our fight against the global pandemic. So Eli Lilly is excited to get the word out about their great new drug.
If you or a loved one were recently diagnosed with COVID-19, help is on the way. Eli Lilly is proud to announce its newest antiviral treatment, Bamlanivimab. If you are suffering from mild to moderate coronavirus symptoms and are over the age of 12, then Bamlanivimab might be right for you. Side effects of Bamlanivimab include nausea, diarrhea, headache, and confusion about why on earth a company would pick this name. Patients should not take Bamba Lumba Babadook if they are allergic to it. So ask your doctor today about ba witta ba da bang diggy 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 to the boogie said up jump the. Okay, you know what? Just inject bleach. No, this is why I wanted the Zyrtec gig.
We got a great show for you tonight. Hugh Grant is here. But when we return, meanwhile, bam lam bam.